Good afternoon. Out on the eastern seaboard, the atmosphere is churning out here today. The atmosphere seems to be the big point of discussion. The grand experiment, everything we're putting into the cauldron, and it's a brewing. And yeah, we got to focus on what to do about that. Seems a lot of people are caught up in the mad dash of the current age of travel and tourism, and guzzling the petrol and not paying any attention or heed to their own health and well-being, and the effects of all this on the future and where we go from here. But there are some serious people on the planet who see all this and take an action to secure their own future, health and happiness. So it's a lot of serious things to think about. A lot of aggravation. It only takes a couple of percentage of the whole population to really cause a mess, because it really is only about 2 to 3% of people who are out there jet setting, and boy, does that cause a bit of environmental harm. And then the same thing with the cruising. It's a small percentage of the people who really guzzle this massive amount of petrol. But there's a lot of cracks in that system, so there's no guarantee of fuel supply and at what cost. Our sustainable economy, talking about tourism, what benefit is that to the world? And it's an illusion. It's a black hole that consumes resources and causes a lot of mess. But anyway, back to solution-oriented thoughts. The food forest and gardening. See a lot of communities get involved with composting, because the more forest we can grow, the more involved people get, the more back to real normality we get. People intertwined with nature, working with the forest, the plants, the trees, and the environment, enjoying all the animals and the sights and sounds and all the forest has to offer. Really trying to help people born into the cities to understand that's not their native habitat, and that might be a lot of reasons why they have unhealth and unhappiness, because they're not living in the natural world they evolved to live in. Taking a monkey out of the jungle and throwing it into the middle of a traffic jam, and that doesn't biologically work. We're not machines. So anyway, watching Prisoner of Azkaban today. The British, they're a riot. A lot of people populating on an island, and it seems gotten saturated with population. The British, it's an older people. Their society's been around for a while. I don't want to say they've gotten complacent. In the past, very educated, a lot of books, very learned peoples, but sometimes you see with the younger generation gets complacent and entitlement, and loses sight of what was. Gets too caught up in this development and forgets about the past. Gets brainwashed with this capitalism, consumerism, and misses out on the beauty of the real world. But you always see these green shoots, schools getting involved, school gardens. It's fantastic to introduce the kids early as possible to gardening. Seeing the same thing out in Tasmania on their news, talking about getting the kids in the gardening, community gardens, producing food, and then from that, step up to growing forests, getting the kids to take a piece of farmland and grow it over 20 years into a real forest jungle. That's something really fun to see in your lifetime. Get the opportunity to do that. So keep watching the world progress day by day. see where we go from here.